Good morning. I'm Dr. Satindar and I will be talking on Woes of the Precious Soft Gold. And this pic here shows manual scavenging, the person personally entering the sewage pit to clean it. And this year itself, 175 manhole deaths have occurred. No one government official has been pulled up. Just in October, within Delhi, 6 people died just by 15th October. And next day it was in the news that 10 lakhs are being given to the family. They are being made richer by this. So this is really very sad. And this something has to be done so that these deaths don't occur. Now, I will be taking Ganges and Yamuna, which are the two very sacred rivers, and we love them. We love bathing in them. This is being done, in fact, since centuries, where civilizations lived on the rivers and they worshipped it. They took bath, they washed their clothes. Everything was done within the river. And the river itself has had its capacity to clean it. But now with time, we find that this capacity has decreased. The Ganges, as we know, it starts from Gangotri, while Yamuna from Yamunotri in Uttarakhand, and they both meet at Sangam. The Yamuna flows into the Ganges. And it is so much revered that besides taking bath, even during puja, the idols are dropped into it, which contain paints of chromium, lead. Flowers are put into it with, of course, good wishes. But these flowers, they are, to keep them fresh, they are covered with pesticides. And of course, the packets carrying them of plastic also go into the river, and plastic gets converted to microfibrils, which goes into the life in the rivers. So now this is the river Ganges, which we can see it becomes very dirty from Kanpur to Varanasi. Varanasi, it becomes a sewer. We see here where Hardwar Kumbh, lakhs of people come here to take bath. And in fact, it is every Indian's wish to go and bathe in the Ganges. But then every Indian's wish to get cremated over here. About 40 cremations take place every day on the ghats. But then we will see their side effects. What are they? Now, this is the Ganges, which is dirty because of human problems, all spill over here of plastic and flowers, etc. So now this I said is a soft, precious gold, because you can see the whale fish. It is the only fish which travels vertical. It goes deep down towards the bed of the ocean to poop, and the fishes follow it because that is a nutrient for them. That is their food. So, but then Ganges sewage entering is not good because it is on the surface. It spoils the water, in fact. And if you see, main causes of pollution is sewage is 58%. The flowers are 8%, flowers and cremation. The washing clothes is 10%. 17% is the industrial effluents which flow directly into the river. And 7% is bathing. 58% sewage still goes directly, raw sewage goes directly into the waters. And if you see this, it is state-wise, you can see that of total 2723 million liters per day, it is 1208, which is only undergoing the STP. That means the sewage treatment. Other is just the raw sewage, which is entering. So more than half, 1500 million liters per day of sewage is entering the Ganges River. And this is only 5% is very less polluted Ganges, 33% less polluted, 19% moderately polluted, High polluted is 43%, which is Ganges still 43% is high polluted. So this is the Ganges and the Yamuna. And because I stay in Delhi, so I would touch upon Yamuna, which is the lifeline of Delhi. And this is the one which gives 70% of water, drinking water to Delhi. Ganges gives about 20-25%, and the rest is the groundwater. So this is the river Yamuna. It enters at Wazirabad to Okla. This is only 22 kilometers, or just you can say 2% of the total river. But see the status of this river. As I said, it is 48 kilometer stretch. Of this, only 22 kilometers is within Delhi. And if you see the sewage entering the Delhi, only within Delhi, this is 2871 million liters per day, and treated is 1478. So remaining sewage is not treated because that is coming from Jhuggi Jhopdis or unauthorized colonies, and that is just through the 17 drains it is entering. And because of that, the TDS in the water is 1,000 to 10,000. Whereas the limit is 100 only. When we came to Delhi, the waters, our waters had around 100 TDS, 1000 TDS. And we used to boil the water to drink, even to wash our hair. Unless we had an RO plant, big RO plant within a society, and above that we have put our own RO plant, and that is how we drink the water today. Now BOD is 15 to 30, whereas only 3 or 1 milligram per liter is the permissible. Coliform level, this comes when there is sewage in the water, and this is in crores, 11.8 crores per 100 ml. Permissible limit is only 5,000. Dissolved oxygen is 0, whereas normal oxygen, just breathing oxygen, is 4 milligram per liter. So that means you see Yamuna pollution, Delhi is responsible for around 80% of this pollution. And as I mentioned, the dissolved oxygen, BOD, they are very high. And this is the Yamuna, which is black in color because of these pollutants. And there is foam on the Yamuna because surfactants, detergents are there, which are put directly during bathing and during cleaning, etc. of your clothes into the river. And this is before Yamuna, before lockdown. This is after lockdown. And this is just because we are having Chhat Puja from today itself. So I made this video for that specifically. This is the Delhi Jal Board, which is spraying chemicals to dissolve toxic foam in Yamuna as Chhat Puja begins. So now, basically, this organic, any fecus, any sewage is an organic waste. It needs anaerobic fermentation, which is methanization to produce to biogas. And this biogas can be used either as a fuel or converted to electricity. Now, 1 kg kitchen waste gives 22 liters biogas, and this is TIFR has been doing this for a very long time. Cow dung gives about 40 liters, human fecus 50 liters, chicken droppings give 70 liters. So, and whatever is left back, that can be used in agriculture. So now this is the organic waste. It goes to the anaerobic digester. Biogas is made, which can be used as a fuel for CNG, LNG. And we know now that because of this Russia attacking the Ukraine, Europe is very much in a crisis today because the LNG used to come from Russia, so that which they use for heating up their homes. So they are in a big problem now. And or it can be converted to electricity, as can be shown over here. And UK in 2014, they first started a biogas from the local human fecus and food waste in southwest England. And this is this is being still run, this one. It is being still run by Genco company. So this is the bus which is being run. This goes in fact from the airport to Bristol. Now this is the US biobus which is being run from cow, 37,000 cow dairy farm. And the bus is shown over here, and this is the anaerobic digester so something of this should be done even in India, because we should make use of the cows which are just being there. You see them, it is such a pitiable situation in India because the cows, they don't have any place to stay. They're not in the farms. They're just moving about here and there. Many of them are just killed in accidents with some vehicle or something. They are hungry and they keep on lamenting here and there. So something like this should be done, and we should make proper use of them. You see, 42 CNG trucks are running 24/7 to and 1.5 million gallons of CNG is produced every year. So now the Ganges, they say Ganges is better dirty than clean. Now, why I say this? Because you see, when the population exploded in the 70s, so that brought about urbanization and that brought about industrialization. These two things happened. So population, when it shifted to the cities got polluted. And in 1985, they started the Ganga Action Plan. 4,000 crore was given for 30 years and to clean the Ganges. And therefore, you will find that but nothing happened. Then National Mission for Clean Ganges came in 1987. And they just said, okay, let us keep the BOD this much, the DO so much, the coliform. But you see, unless you don't work on that, nothing can happen. And then the Namami Ganga Action Plan, when this happened, 30,000 crore has been spent till date. But now, because there is pressure from the NGOs and from the Supreme Court, which has interfered in this, they said, okay, you first take up areas which are under 50,000 population within 5 kg of the sewerage area, and you just clean that area before you. And till now, there are 78 monitoring stations, only 6 are fit for drinking. Remember, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources both are involved in this. And this is the environmentalist G.D. Agarwal, who just died in 2018 after fasting for 108 days for cleaning Ganges. And see, in just for NNCG, the second one, that means around 1985, that time 70 billion rupees was spent. Now, this is the Ganges action plans, these 3 Ganges action plans, as I mentioned. And then you have the Yamuna action plan also, which was introduced in 1993, and Japan gave a loan assistance of 17.7 billion yen. And the second one came up in 2004, but still there is no respite. And now you will see, as I mentioned, Supreme Court has interfered. CPCC has said in an affidavit to the Supreme Court in January 2022 that among all the municipalities, it is the Delhi Jal Board which is having the worst gap in sewage treatment, and they have asked all municipalities to take care of this, that your sewage is properly treated. Now, further, the ammonia content sometime in the river rises, and of course, Delhi blames Haryana that they are responsible for giving this high ammonia content. That means they are not doing their job of sewage treatment properly. And for some time last month, the water was not being distributed within Delhi because of this problem. So now we have, of course, as you say, there is always a ray of hope. There is one Help Us Green 2015 in Varanasi, which has recycled around 7,000 to 8,000 tons of flowers. You see, and also plastic can be recycled to get fuel. They're making homes from plastic. They're making roofs from plastic. They're making tiles from plastic. So you see, your plastic bags are being used for so much. PET bottles are being used to make tyra. So in fact, each one of us has a contribution to see that we don't throw anything that can harm the river life. And this is the waste flowers. In fact, I am an environmentalist, and even I feel when Darbar Sahib or the Golden Temple is decorated heavily with flowers. In fact, that pinches me. Yeah, I should say that openly. And I'm not in favor of this. But these flowers, what are to be done with them? In fact, you can wash them, you can crush them, extract the dyes, and the waste material can be used in agriculture for vermicomposting, or you can, and even for making the biochar, which can be further used as an absorbent or something. So now this is the real flower styra, which has been made from petals and resin after recycling. And this is the PET bottles recycled tyra. So there are so many beautiful things which can be made from this plastic which is being used. So I thank you so much for being so patient. And as I should say, we all have a contribution to see that we keep our rivers clean wherever we are, so that they flow, they have a life, they give us that sacred touch, which is because they're very dear to us, and we all love to take a bath and to take it as an amrit wherever we go. Around the Ganges, along any river. In fact, it is our duty. We love to see the rivers flowing neat and clean. Thank you so much.